my teacher. And we all have comfort zones, but I'll make a statement here, you learn nothing in your comfort zone.
That's true.
You only learn when you are being pushed out of your comfort zone. Now, if you're pushed too far out of your comfort zone, you can't absorb it. It's that readiness thing. But if you have the opportunity to work with somebody who pushes you out of your comfort zone, it is a real gift. You may go fighting, kicking, and screaming, because I do. Every time I work with Beth, I'm so mad at her. I just want her to just leave me alone. But I listen. And it's always, always good for me.
When you fire these, do you always fire them standing upright, like you don't economize space and fire them on their side or anything like that?
I think I've never done that. The tiles I stand straight up and down, as opposed to having them flat. Except, of course, when you go to glaze them, and then you don't want the glaze to do interesting things. Plus, you can't stack them against each other when they're glazed. But the sculpture, I pretty much want to fire it in its configuration. Now, okay, can we say it all together? Now, Beth fires a lot of her pieces in pieces, but she doesn't let them lay freestanding. I mean, she wouldn't take a big leg, for instance, and just lay it down in the kiln. She builds a whole structure under it, hold it with clay to hold it in place. Oh, and something, shrink slabs.
Oh, yeah.
You wear shrink slabs?
No. Some of us call them shrink bats.
Or shrink bats?
Pancakes.
Yeah.
When you have a piece like this, for those of you who don't know, this is a heavy piece. This piece is going to do battle with the kill shelf. Now, you probably have used grog or sand in the bottom of your pieces that are of a good size to aid with letting the piece move while it's shrinking and things are swelling and shrinking in the kiln. But even with that, there's still a lot of friction there. So the way to deal with that is to make a slab. 1/2 inch is a good size, thickness. The size of the footprint of your piece. Doesn't need to be any bigger than that. Just the part that's in contact with your kill shelf. And fire your piece on that shrink slab. Now, I take a funnel and make holes in the shrink slab. It helps it to dry faster. But one of the things it does too, it cuts down on some amount of warpage. But I also put it between two pieces of sheetrock. But what it does is, if in the firing your shrink slab starts to get a crack, it stops at the hole.
Where do you put the hole again? I'm sorry.
Holes.
You put
I make
holes
it
in
look like a, I don't know
Swiss
what to
cheese.
compare it to.
Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese, yeah.
How
I make
big
it
are
look
the
like Swiss
holes?
cheese. The end of a funnel.
Do you, as soon as
And it's really cool, because as you push the funnel into the clay, the little thing, worm comes up through the funnel hole, and it's kind of an efficient way to do it. Just an old plastic funnel.
So it's like
Doesn't
a little
matter.
1/4 inch or 1/2 inch?
Doesn't matter. However, whole.
Any size?
Yeah, any size. So leaving it open like that allows some airflow in there, and that's great. Now, I'm going to use the same kind of angle on this end. And again, I'm hitting a rod over there. Not particularly concerned about it.
You're cutting at an angle as well as kind of beveling
Yes.
it, right?
Yes, I am. Because I want gravity to help me a little bit.
Do you ever use a knife to cut it off?
Yeah, in fact, I may have to here because I'm hitting a rod. Nope, it's coming. Yay. Don't ever throw away any tableware. I use knives, forks, and spoons. I will compress and finish my hollowing out with a spoon for these inside curved areas. What I'm doing actually is almost sculpting in reverse. Now, you were looking at that wonderful texture of Beth's, where she has these. Do you realize that she hollows out every piece of texture?
Wow.
The inside of her pieces are exactly the same as the outside. If she has a little, frosting like, that is a hollowed out piece there. It is crazy. It's insane, but it's how she pulls it off. And it was interesting when she did an NSECA demonstration. If you ever get a chance, the next workshop, maybe I should bring that. I have a copy of this video they did of Beth's demo. The guy who was up there with her says she's breaking all the rules, but she fixes it right here with the compressing and the making sure it's the same thickness. And it was a potter who was horrified, because of all the ways that you're taught. Now see, there's an air bubble. Now, I know that air bubbles do not cause things to blow up. People think air bubbles cause things to blow up because that's a place where steam can collect when water is being expressed from the clay. And so because people see those air bubbles, they think that's the reason why it blew up. Well, it isn't the reason it blew up, but it's a symptom of why it blew up because it was being fired too fast. And